Hello, friends. Glenda Mollett here. Welcome to my craft room. It is Thursday, December the 19th, and I am live with another Umbrella Days card. Now, I know, there was a big mix up today, and I forgot. I had said I was going live at 4 o'clock. I totally spaced out. I was busy getting my kits ready for the mini album class I'm doing in January. And I totally forgot about it. And then I changed my mind and didn't tell you guys that I had changed my mind. So I wouldn't have been doing the right card anyways. It was one of those days, one of those days where I am deep in thought and not really aware of what's going on. Some days it happens. I'm just finished getting things set up here. All right, we'll go back here and get this. Yay, we're good. We're live in all the places now. And tonight I'm going to do another card in my Sunsets and Silhouettes series. This one under the umbrella. No, Umbrella Days. I keep wanting to call it Under the Umbrella. Hello, Connie. I like my shirt. It's nice and warm and silky, but this neckline drives me insane. It's always. Are you like that with turtleneck style? I don't like things tight around my neck. I don't know why I got this shirt other than it's fun. It's lovely and soft. Hello, Alice. Okay, so there's the card. If you've been following along for the past 4 or 5 years, I've been doing a series of these, and you can find them all on my YouTube channel. And if you search for Sunsets and Silhouettes, it'll come up. Lots of them will come up. Okay, let me flip you around and then I can show you the card. There we go. So we are starting with Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Lemon Lolly, Peach Pie, and Misty Moonlight. And that's the colors we're going to, so it's not really a sunset. Connie likes faux turtlenecks. I think it's because I have no neck and it always feels like they're choking me. It's okay. I handle these things not well, but I do handle them. So this isn't really a sunset card. This is more like maybe a sunrise card. What do you think? Do you think it's sunset or sunrise? The colors I chose are more like a sunrise to me. But we're going to play with not the stamp set, only the sentiment, and the inside and the envelope has the stamp set. But the dies make really nice silhouettes, even the clouds. Looks like a sunset to Alice? Good. Well, maybe it's a Powell River sunset, not a Tofino sunset, because Tofino sunsets are amazing. If you have never been to Tofino, going to see one of their sunsets is totally worth it. A winter sunset. Well, and it's winter now. Okay, so I'm going to, there's all the colors. Oh my gosh, where did my computer go? There we are. All the colors. Memento, Misty, Peach, Lemon, Lolly, Olive, and Mossy Meadow. And blending brushes. Now, I have a sad story. It's really a what were you thinking of woman story. So last night I decided it's time to clean my blending brushes because I go and go and go, and then all of a sudden I look and they're really, really dirty. Hello, Sherry Lynn. And I decide that I need to clean them. So I stick them in a sink full of water and they soak overnight. They soak upside down like this. And most of the color comes out of them. And then in the morning, I let that water go and I let them sit for another hour upside down like this. And then I just run them under the water like this. And most of the color comes out. And then I leave them to dry on a towel like this. Well, I did that, totally forgetting that I was doing a card which requires 3 blending brushes. Well, actually 5 blending brushes, but I'm going to make do with 3 because these little ones are just about dry. The big ones, not so much. They're still wet. So just for your information, if you do clean your blending brushes, they have to dry for longer than 4 hours. Duh. Okay, Umbrella Days stamp set. There's the sentiment I'll be using, and I'll be using the little child. And I need a Post-it note. There's the dies, and I'm going to be using the Forever Forest dies for the trees. Because when I got this card all cut out, I decided it needed trees. So I've got 2 rows of the grass. Remember last night we did the grass out of designer paper. Tonight we're going to do 2 rows of it, and then there's a bunch of trees. Okay, so the base is Lemon Lolly, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 and folded in half. Then I have a piece for the inside, that's 5 1/4 by 4, and a piece for the front, that's 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have a whole bunch of black to do all of the pieces with. So let's do the art piece first. Oh yeah, and I have no paper under there. Hang on. Oh, really? I'm just getting a piece of paper. Sorry. There we are. Because you need a big piece of paper for this because you're going to go off the edges. Okay. So now you take a Post-it note and you decide where you want your horizon. And I did mine kind of in the middle, but just slightly elevated from middle. Hi, Eddie. Thank you. So I'm going to put this on. I want a straight straight horizon. So I'm going to use my grid paper so I can set that up. And I'm going to go right about there. And then by using the grid paper, I can just make it nice and straight. Now, let's see. Nope. It's up a little bit too high. Let's try there. I like looking at the back just to make sure that I'm getting it where I want it. And just, is that straight? Nope. Just as I was about to go live, our son from the north said, "You got time to talk to your granddaughter?" It's like, no, I can't. I have to go. There we go. So I said, call Grandpa. He's there. He'll talk to her. Okay, so I'm going to do, I was going to say I'm going to do the roof first. No, I'm going to do the sky first. So we're going to, am I going to do the sky first? No, because I only got 3 brushes. So I have to be cognizant of the colors I do and in which order because I've only got 3 brushes. So I want to do the bottom first. Okay, so we're going to be starting with Old Olive. I don't know why I do that. Every time I open this to do some sponging, I close the lid and then I completely forget that I have to open it up again. Okay. Do you know that Old Olive is our oldest ink pad color? So I'm going to do yellow right up against here. So I'm just going to do the green about 2/3 of the way up. And I'm not making a straight line with it. Yes, Old Olive is the oldest color we have. Followed, I think, by Real Red. So I'm just making lots of color down here. And I want it to be a little bit on the darkish side. Then we're going to go over the bottom again with some mossy meadow. So was anybody out besides Alice out there waiting for me when I didn't show up at 4 o'clock? I do apologize. But on the good side, I have the kits done for my album class that's going to happen on whatever the first Sunday in January is. Is it the 5th? We're doing a mini album. Hello, Valerie. Okay, so I'm going to use the same brush because Mossy Meadow is just, it's a green and it's a darker green, so I won't contaminate my ink pad. And I'm not going up as far as I did with the old olive, just at the bottom here. Like this. I think I should have got a couple of pieces of paper because you have to be really careful when you're doing this that you don't reactivate the ink. So if I was going to do yellow, I would have to make sure I started in a different spot. And when you're doing this, you want to build layers of color because it's very easy to stop when you have a good depth of color that you like, rather than end up with a whole bunch of ink on there and then don't like it because it's too dark. There we go. Well, thanks, Valerie. Okay, now I'm going to switch from my green one, do a clean one, and I'm going to put yellow right up against the top, and I'm going to move it up a bit. So I'm not touching any of that green because I don't want to have the green invade my brush. So we'll just get some yellow on there and go right up against that Post-it note. Now this is a light color, so you will have to build lots of layers of color to get it any depth. Hello, Carolyn. How are you? I was talking to my sister tonight. They live in the interior of BC, and she lives on a ski hill. So we were talking about ski conditions up there. And I think she said they have like 120 centimeter base or something. I so want to go skiing, but it's not going to happen this trip. I remember I told you I put in for snow and cold while we're up visiting the grandchildren. Well, that's not happening because it's supposed to be above zero, it's supposed to be 5 degrees up there, and they have no snow. It's like, what the heck? I ordered snow for Christmas, and now we're not getting it. So it's a good thing I'm bringing my bathing suit because we might not be doing any winter stuff outside. There we go. And I think I'm liking that. Now, if I hadn't made my green brush darker, I would go over top of this again and make it a little bit darker old olive, but I'm not going to. It truly does suck, Valerie. Oh, good. I'm glad you're doing good, Carolyn. That's awesome. Okay, so now you take the Post-it note, and because I've got green on here and I want to put a lighter color, I'm going to get a different Post-it note. Because if I was to use that one, it would take the green off of there and we'd have green peach instead of peach. So now you go right up against that there with you. You have to leave a little bit of the yellow showing. I don't know whether you can see it there, but you have to leave a little bit of the yellow showing. Why is that not sticking? Really? Come on, you got to stick. I might have to use our paper, masking paper. Let's try this. Okay, let me get out. I think it's because that ink is still wet. Now I have lemon lolly on here. I'm just going to take some of that color off. And this is just a dishcloth from the dollar store. That's all that is. And we'll get some peach pie. And we're going to go along here and add some peach pie in. So if I hadn't changed Post-it notes, we could have an ugly brown mudge there, which is not what I want at all. And you just build color on there to whatever depth you want. And I'm going to go up quite high because when we put the Misty Moonlight on there, it will cover up some of that peach pie. Please tell me my computer's still... I don't know what goes on with this. Every once in a while it closes one of my windows, and it's the window where I am making sure I'm still live. There we go. Now let's get some flowing happening in here. Now I can't see comments over here. What is going on? Just give me a half a second here, because I don't know what... There we are. I couldn't see comments. Yes, the trees are forever forest, Valerie. Forever forest? Wait. Yes. I had to check and make sure I was right. Okay, so now we have our gorgeous peachy sunset. And technology sucks sometimes. Just when you think you got everything working properly, technology steps in and goes, ha 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 ha. Don't get too cocky. Then I have to redo technology again. Okay, this is Misty Moonlight. So it doesn't really matter where I put this because it's darker than the other colors that I used. And we're just going to add our sky in. Now, the original one, I didn't put Night of Navy around the edges, which I usually do when I do my sunsets. So I'm thinking I might just add a bit of Night of Navy to this one. You have to be careful when you're planning your colors because some of them will turn brown on you. And then instead of gorgeous sunsets, you're just going to have a big brown blob in the sky. Oh, this is turning out really good. So I can't go over top of the peach too much because peach and blue make brown. Now, make it dark around the edges. Because I want it to look like it's the night sky. So today's my last Facebook Live until we're back. I won't be live again now till the 30th of December. So I hope all of you have a wonderful Christmas. I will be posting stuff. I'm just getting my Night of Navy. I'll be posting stuff, so it's not like I will be totally out of the picture. It's just that I won't be doing any Facebook Lives now until the 30th. So I'm just going to go right around the very edge. Just add a little bit more depth with Night of Navy. And these sunsets are fun because you can play with them and add color. Just remember, you can't take it away, but you can always add it in. And I think this is pretty well what I want. A little bit more on this corner, maybe. Can you guys see this corner? Right here. There we go. Okay, let's take the right. Oh, thank you, Valerie. Okay, let's take this off and see what it, oh, just look at that. Is that not amazing? And I did all of that with wet blending brushes. Now this, take it and put it somewhere that you're not going to put a card down on top of it because it will still be wet. Warm and cool colors make brown. Your peach pie is warm and the blue. Yes, that's true. But you can still make it work. I still made it work. You just can't invade too much. Like a little bit of brown right in there. It's fine because if you have ever been to Tofino, quite often we have a brown haze out there. So this is a Tofino sunset. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side and let it dry. And then we're going to do some cutting. So I have this piece. I'm going to cut 2 pieces of the grass. Now, let me see what I did here. Because, oh, I know what I did. The grass is not long enough because it's only 4 inches and this is 5 1/4. So it cuts on the edge. So I'm going to attach it here with a Post-it note. See, right about there. And then I'm going to put it through my machine, but I'm going to stop before I hit the edge, so I can lift it up. I don't usually put my machine on the table, but I want to show you what I'm going to do with this. So I'm sorry, but you're going to see my disgusting cutting plates and I have to stand up. Okay, so there's my machine. And I'm going to go only part way. So I'm going to, first of all, it's got a solid edge. So you want to put it at an angle. And then you want to take your plate and put it in here and not cover the end of your die. And then, oops, hang on. There we go. We'll run it through. So it's going to cut right up to the end of that cutting plate. And you hear that thump? That's a good sound. Okay, so now we'll pull that up. And you see it's cut all along here, but it hasn't cut there. So now I'm going to take my plate, and you have to let go the fact that it's not going to match up completely. There we go, put that on. Now turn this around. And when I put my plate on, I don't want to cover that end. So now, right up about, got to make sure you cut right up to where the other one stopped cutting though. Otherwise you'll have a blank in there. And we'll run this through. And I'm sorry, I'm wiggling the table. That's why I don't usually do my cutting on my table. So when I take this off, there you go. You can't eat, you don't even know that I did what I just did and got it extra long. Isn't that cool? Valerie says my cutting plates look like hers. Okay, there's 3 holes in here that I have to get the paper out of, and I'm going to do it again because I want a little bit longer. So we're going to lift it up a bit and do exactly the same thing again. So turn it around. My machine goes back and forth, but this is the side that I've got showing for you guys, so that's why I'm using it. But it's ambidextrous, so you can go back and forth. Come on, start. And when it pops out the other side, like that, you run it back through, only because I'm doing this so you can see it. And then you move it down, line it up again, turn it around, and it's cut to right about there. So I'm going to make sure that my plate goes right up to that first hole there, and run it through again. There we go. Now I'll take this beast off the table. There. So there's a little tutorial on how to make grass longer than it is. And Nadine, I don't know if you're out there or not tonight. I haven't seen your name, but thank you for the information to use those Post-it flags. They work amazingly well. Okay, so where'd my other one go? There it is. So there's our two grasses. Now, do you guys know what I mean when I say Post-it flags? That's these things. They're plastic, so they're going to last a lot longer than the paper ones do. There. Okay, we're done with this poor little die. And I'll put it back. And then we need the mother, the child. We need both clouds and the dog. That up there. The mother and the child. Yeah, the only thing is that these things are long. They're going to be in my way. There, I'll just do that. And then we need the big cloud, the little cloud, and the dog. There we are. And I haven't done the trees yet, but that's okay. I still have more. Let me just put that on my machine here. Hate it when I get it almost there and they slide everywhere. Okay, there. Now, the trees. Could you have used the other edge from the first one? Hang on. Yeah, you can. That would have been smart too, wouldn't it? Good idea, Alice. Not just another pretty face. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3. See, that's that one. Where's that one? I think that's that one. So this one I'm going to cut in half. And then that one. And then this one. Don't think I used this little tiny one. Oh, maybe that's that one. Ah, we'll cut it too. Because you never know. We might just want to use it. I'm going to leave it over here just in case I want to cut another big tree. This way I'll have the room to do it if I want to, instead of cutting the tree in half. Are you all going to fit nice on the cutting plate? Or are you not going to fit nice in the plate? Of course not. Hang on. I'm having a bit of an issue because they don't fit. I have to flip this around and put it this way and then put that way. There we go. All right. Just make sure that your dies are not over top of each other, because you can break your dies. And I know that it happens a lot. Sometimes my dies are not as pristine as they used to be. Okay. And then got all that through. And you try? That's awesome. Keep the information coming. Keep the ideas coming. Come on. Thank you. I don't know why I try to cut all this stuff at once. If I tried to cut it in bits and pieces, it would be a lot better. But I just try to cut everything at once. Come on, trees. Out. Okay. Put the trees back. There's all 4 of our trees. Oh, that one didn't cut through. See, sometimes they don't cut. If the dies happen to be a different depth, sometimes cutting them all together doesn't work. So I'm going to have to cut this one again. I do believe it's this one. Uno momento, please. I will be right back. Not that I'm going anywhere, but hopefully that didn't move on me. Nope. Okay, cut out that time. Okay. Did you say the plates can break? My baby boss, oh yes, absolutely they can. They can definitely break, and they break all the time. The cutting plates on the machines are considered a consumable because they do not last forever. Expect your plates to break and cut and warp. Usually they break when they're really tired. Come on, get in there. And this one there. Okay, we got all of our pieces now. Get out my mat here because I have to put glue on the back side of these. I don't know whether I'm going to use all of these trees because I used 1, 2, and then this one I cut in half. So I'm just going to cut up the center of that tree. Hopefully it will be straight. There. You can also cut 2 of them, and then you don't have to cut a tree in half. It still works. Yeah, it will still work. The only thing is, if it's got a crack, it will eventually start to separate, and then you don't have the plate over top of your die. So you just have to be strategic in where you put your dies when you have cracks in them. But yeah, they still work. Okay, just putting glue on these now. Just like that. There we go. These ones, I'll just put it right down the center. And then on this grass, just at the bottom. Oh, I should do this one too. Then I don't have to worry about putting adhesive on it. I'm not sure I'm going to use it this thick, but we can always cut off the excess. There we are. So this one, put it on here too. Um, the little cloud will be up on dimensionals. Everything else is flat. Yes, as long as you're strategic where you put your dies, then you will get a lot more use out of it, longer use out of it. So don't forget, I have a draw tonight. I have not forgotten. I have my list. I have the winner of who guessed closest to how many pieces of mail I put in the post office today. And I was truly dreading going to the post office because I thought, sure as shooting, there's going to be people everywhere. And I'm going to have to wait. Do you remember during COVID how we had to wait and wait and wait, stand in line? That's what I was expecting to happen today. But I went up at 10:30 in the morning. There was nobody there. There was one lady just finishing up when I arrived there, and then I was alone. They had both wickets open. I was so impressed. Ted said to me, "Did you ask them if it had been busy?" I said, "No. I didn't want to bug them." So I don't know whether they had the great rush or not. There we go. All right, all our pieces have adhesive. And where did my piece go? My art piece. So now we're going to start building. And I'm going to let's put the trees on first. Put this tree on right against that edge. What a cool way to do half a tree, eh? And then this one over here, and I'm going to put it down a little bit further so that it's not the same height as that one. Of course, it's almost the same height. Come on. Move over a bit. Here we go. Maybe I'll see if I can get this one up. Stop attaching to itself to me. I want to make this one a little bit taller. That's what I like about Tombow. When you let it dry, it becomes removable glue dots and you can move it. There we go. All right, so there's that trees. And then this tree we'll put right here. Kind of like that. And then the other tree on the other side. Now I might move these once I put the grass in there. Now, do you think I need the other tree or do you think 4 trees is enough? And this is going to go on here once I put my people on. So mother goes here, and I might just have to cut her feet off because I don't want her to be too tall. So you see, I've got her coming out past the bottom of the grass there. And then the child, tuck that in there. And I'm going to do the same thing. So this is why you do this before you put it onto your card base. Met a lady at the dollar store who might be interested in joining the club. Oh, cool. The more the merrier, Val. Thank you. Yes, I'm going to have to get a hold of Powell River and see when we want to do our next class over there. There we go. And then we'll get this one and we'll just put that right against the bottom like that. And when I do stuff like this, I always make them too long because I figure you can always cut the excess off, but I don't want to end up with a yellow edge on there. So now we'll turn this over. We'll cut off the excess grass and the feet and the nether feet. I have to clean my scissors now because, you know, they got lots of stuff on them. And the other side. Now, let's have a look. What do you think? Oh, hello, Deanna. Welcome. So I'm hoping to do a class in Powell River in January. The agony of the feet. I cut their feet off. I know, right? So do you think I need this other tree? I have one more tree left. But I'm thinking it would be too much. So I'm not going to use it. We'll put the big cloud in here. And I'm going to hang it over the edge and cut it off too. Like that. And then just cut that off. So look for if you thank you. Aw, thank you so much. And we'll put the smaller cloud up on a dimensional because you can't, in my world, I can't make the entire card flat. There has to be some kind of elevation in there just to give it a little bit of life. Oh, and you know what I did forget to do? My Winky. Because I like putting Winky. I don't want to put it on the black because that just wouldn't look good to me. So I like to put it right along the horizon though. So it draws your eye to that horizon. So not a lot of Winky. And then I just have to put the sentiment on there. Get these pieces into the garbage out of my way. This one didn't stamp straight. But you know. Welcome to the group, Deanna. That's awesome. So if you're in Powell River, look for an email from me early in January. And we will get another class going. Okay, I'm just stamping this to see how straight it is. Do you do this? To see there. So it has to be twisted a bit. So there's where it looks straight, and then I'm just going to twist it just ever so slightly. That's better. And I didn't want to put this up on any kind of paper because I didn't want that to be the first thing you saw in the card. Does that make sense? You guys agree? Or do you think I should have put that on a piece of paper? Tell me in the comments. And if you're enjoying my video tonight, make sure you hit those emojis and let Facebook know. Because you guys are doing an awesome job liking my Facebook lives and because every time you like it, Facebook says, "Ooh, this is worthwhile content. I'm going to send this out to even more people." There we go. There's our card. Now, let's stamp the inside in the envelope. Thanks, Alice. So on the original one, I put the little child about not exactly halfway. I need to get my stamping paper out. And it's a hamburger card, not a hot dog card. So it's sideways. So you guys are going to get a lovely little break from me. I could die cut and put a silhouette in here too. But I like the look of that, and without coloring, just leave it. Alice likes it stamped on the card. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me. And then we'll put the child over here on this one. And that's it. We is done. I just have to put the inside in, and the card is finished. And then I can spill the beans about who won the draw. And I'm not going to tell you what they're going to get, because I'm going to put a little note in there that says, when you get this, take a picture of it and share it so that everybody knows what you won. Because it's Christmas and gifts are supposed to be surprises, right? There we go. There's our cards for tonight. Now, yes, I'm glad you came on too, Deanna. I always like welcoming new people. It's fun. And stamping brings people together. One of the purposes of Stamping Up is to eradicate loneliness through stamping. And I believe that we do, because I have had so many people over the course of the past 17 and a half years who have come to me when they needed something. Hello, Marie. Merry Christmas to you too. I have been very good, so Santa can visit me. So they're coming through loss. They just lost a loved one, or their kids have left home and they're now empty nesters. And getting into the community of stamping warms your heart, whether you are a part of my team or whether you are part of my the rest of my stamping world. Oh, Valerie, thank you. Yes, it's got trees on it, so I knew you would like it. Valerie likes all things trees. Okay, so the winner of the guess how many pieces of mail, individual pieces of mail. Now, I will say that I did take, some of them had 4, 5, 6 pieces of mail in them, because over the past 4.5 weeks, I've just collected things. So the catalogs and thank you cards and club stuff and team stuff and just because cards and thank you cards and Christmas cards. So if there was something going to a specific person, I put it all in one. So those of you that guessed like 380, we're close to the mark, but that was total, and I wanted individual pieces. Tell us the number. Tell you the number. There was 101 individual pieces of mail went to the post office today. That poor guy's eyeballs went boing. Because I had them separated. So I had a bag of stuff that I needed to deal with postage on, and I had a bag of stuff that was all ready to go. So I just handed them the bag and I said, here, do you want to just dump this into your bin instead of me handing them all to you? Because there was like 4 long lengths of them like this, 101. And as I'm doing this, he took the bag and he emptied it and then came back and we did all the catalogs and all the stuff that needed to be scanned and paid for. And I needed stamps because I'm running out of stamps. And as I'm there, another lady comes in and she said, did her stuff. She had 1 or 2 things to do. She said, I'll be back tomorrow. I have 48 boxes on my desk in my office that I have to bring in tomorrow to mail. 48. Holy man, I was glad she was coming tomorrow and not when I was there. So our winner was Heidi G, who lives on Vancouver Island, and Heidi guessed 100. And I think the next close, I don't remember, was 107 or 97. So 97 would be closer, I think. So there was a lot of close ones, but Heidi G is the winner, and I will be getting an envelope off to Heidi tomorrow because Saturday I'm gone, so it'll go out before I leave. Or I'll drop it off Saturday morning at like 5 o'clock in the morning when we go through town because we got a ferry to catch. Yep, 101 pieces. And that's after amalgamating all of that. So thanks to the strike, the Canada Post strike, I figure I saved myself almost $200 in postage. Between amalgamating things and hand delivering all of my Christmas cards in town. So I'm excited. Thank you for Canada Post for going on strike. But thank you for coming back to work. I do appreciate it. I know they didn't get what they wanted. I know they were legislated back, and that's never a good thing. But it's a good thing for the people that are waiting for letters and parcels, and maybe my grandchildren will get their cards by Easter that are sitting somewhere between here and there. We're going to make it up there before their cards get to them. Oh, hi, Heidi. Yes, you did. You won. So, Heidi, I'm not telling them what you won. I'm going to pop it into the mail for you. And when you get it, take a picture of it and share it. You can share it in the Share It Saturday, or you can just go, and you can't do a post on my page, but you can do a post in the VIP group, or you can do a comment. You can comment on one of my posts in my. You can comment on the one that was for the guess how many there was, and then everybody will get to see what you got. Eddie, she is on the island. She's on Vancouver Island. She's south end of the island, and I'm mid-island. Not only I got mail today. Oh, new credit card. Oh, nice. Oh, me? I'm on Vancouver Island. I'm kind of sort of in the southern middle part. So Victoria's at the bottom, and then 2 hours up, an hour and a half up is Nanaimo, and then you go a half an hour up and you go another hour out towards the west coast, and that's where I am. So if you think of Vancouver Island is shaped like this, right? It's long and thin. So down here is Victoria. Go up here is Nanaimo. You go here, over this side is Parksville, and then you go west. You go west, young man, go west. All right, everybody. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to hit those emojis if you have enjoyed my video. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I do have my product shares open. I put the link in the description. If you want a little bit of everything, this is how to get it. 66 pieces, 6x6 pieces, 66 6x6 pieces, or 12x6 pieces of all the design. Okay, not all of it, because there's one or two that I'm not including, but you will get designer paper and you will get die cut pieces, and you can choose either 6x6 or 12x6, and then there's ribbon as well that you can add in. And if you are watching and you're part of my team and you want to participate in this, contact me because there's a special team price. I don't expect my team to pay full price for this. And if you want to join my team, come on over. We'd love to have you. Thank you, Valerie. I will have a safe and happy trip. I am so excited. I don't expect to sleep at all on Friday night, which could be detrimental because we have to leave here. See, 7:45, we have to be there at 6:45, so we have to leave 5:45. Yeah, about 5 o'clock in the morning, we have to leave here. Share It Saturday? Share It Saturday will happen, but the draws won't happen till I get back. But the posts are still going to happen, Marie. That's in my VIP group. That's not on my business page. It's if you don't know about my Share It Saturday, every Saturday I do a post, and I encourage you to share pictures of what you've been working on for the week. And then the next So it runs for a week. And then the next Monday, unless it's Christmas, but the next Monday, I do a draw and somebody ends up getting a card and a little gifty from me. So if you're not part of my VIP group, you need to be. You really need to be part of my VIP group. Let me just grab you that link because I don't think I did it separately. And I'll just put it in the comments. There. If you're not part of my VIP group, then go over and join the VIP group because lots of cool stuff happens over there and you get chances to be in draws, you get chances to win free stuff, and that all happens only in my VIP group. But hit those emojis, hit that subscribe button that's right there on YouTube. Have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, and I will see you on the 30th of January when it's all over. And we're sitting around going, oh, I ate too much turkey. Thanks, everybody. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you soon in my craft room. Stampin' Smiles. Bye for now.